Hello my dear student of standard 9. How are you? Hope you are fine by the grace of Allah. Today chapter 11 lecture 6. At first there is one picture, that is this is the picture of Sport Hospital and this is the picture of Dhaka Medical College and Hospital, isn't it? So this organization, you know that this is run by private organization, isn't it? And this organization is run by the government. So when this type of mixture of different organization exists in any economic system, that time that economic system is called mixed economic system. Clear? Okay, now history of mixed economy. So Edward Bernstein was a German social democratic theorist and politician. The mixed economic idea he has given at first. He advocated a form of mixed economy, believing that a mixed economic system of public, cooperative and private enterprises would be necessary for economic development for a long period of time. Who is the father of mixed economy? Adam Smith is called the father of mixed economy. The term mixed economy gained prominence in the United Kingdom after World War II, even though many of the policies associated with it at the time of first proposed in 1930. So this information you no need to memorize, just for your knowledge. Now, what is mixed economy? Mixed economic system is a system that combines aspects of both capitalism and socialism. Or a mixed economic system protects private property and allows a level of economic freedom in the use of capital, but also allows for governments to interfere in economic activities in order to achieve social aims. Okay, so it is a system based in the combination of some characteristics of the capitalist and socialist economy. In this system, the private ownership is recognized in production, investment and consumption, and at the same time there is the arrangement for production and investment by the government initiative. Some sectors or a part of some sectors of the economy is controlled by the government. Clear? Now, characteristics of mixed economy. At first, coexistence of government and private sector. Here, the government ownership, initiative and either full or partial control remain effective in some sectors in the mixed economy, along with the private ownership and private initiative. Government supplies essential goods and services for the people's welfare, such as communication system, treatment, arrangement for education, establishment of big and large industry, publicly important organization, supplying of life-saving drug and child food, establishment of big bank or financial organization, and controls main import and export goods, etc. Okay, so these are the mainly under government control, but in some cases partially personal or private initiatives are also seen here. Now, the contribution of private sector. The essential commodities such as agricultural goods, cloth and garments, processed foods, medicine, personal vehicle, restaurant, etc. are produced, established and supplied mainly by private sector. And private sector playing a great role in producing medicine. That is, according to Bangladesh Association of Pharmaceuticals Industries and Directorate General of Drug Administration, approximately 257 licensed pharmaceutical manufacturers are operating in Bangladesh and about 150 are functional work. These manufacturing companies meet around 98% of local demand. I have given some pharmaceuticals companies in Bangladesh here. This is Square Pharmaceuticals. You are well know about this picture, isn't it? Now, competition. The individual or private sectors remain predominant in mixed economy. Price of most of the goods is determined through competition between seller and buyer. Freedom of selecting goods by consumer is seen here. That means this is the characteristics of the capitalistic, isn't it? But a central planning authority fixes the price of government goods, and in this case the consumer does not have any freedom in selecting goods. And there is no direct competition between private and government sector in fixing prices of goods, producing goods and supplying of goods. Now, earning profit. The main objective of the private producers is to earn maximum profit. Government does not have any aim of earning profit from public welfare activities, especially in service-oriented activities, that is health and education related activities. Okay. Third, the main aim of all government activities is to do maximum welfare to the citizen. And sometimes government controls to earn profit from some social welfare sectors such as telecommunication and transportation. Now, the freedom of entrepreneur and consumer. The individual can take any initiatives to produce any commodity at any amount. The individual can do monopoly in business as the sole producer of any commodity. Okay. The government imposes a restriction on monopoly business of essential goods used by the people. As a result, more than one producer sells the goods in the market in competitive price. The consumer can sell, purchase and consume common goods freely. And the government controls directly or indirectly on the sale purchase of any commodity if production hampers at special time or in disaster period. Now, distribution of income. Though a big part of the economic activities such as the big and heavy industry, the production and marketing of essential goods and the export and import is controlled by the government along with the private ownership. So, the main objectives of all economic activities of private ownership is to earn highest profit, and in most of the cases, less wage is given to the laborers than due wage like capitalistic. And I have explained in the capitalistic economic system elaborately these topics, isn't it? As a result, balanced distribution of asset is not produced. Disparity appears in the income of various factors of production. The overall welfare of the people of society is not ensured. Now, distribution of income. Again, the main objectives of all economic activities of government is not to earn highest profit but for the maximum social welfare to the people. So, the laborers engaged in production and get right wage according to their education, ability and skill. So a balanced distribution has been possible here. So in this way, sometimes balanced distribution of assets and wages is ensured in mixed economy. At present, most of the countries, that is almost all the countries in the world, follow mixed economy. Okay. So example of mixed economics are the USA, France, Iceland, Sweden, UK, Russia, China, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, etc. Now one question, is Bangladesh a mixed economy? Bangladesh has a mixed economy. The adoption of mixed economic system means that business firms, whether in private sector or public sector, must work towards the improvement of the economic condition of the people and narrowing down of inequalities in income and wealth. Okay. Now you will watch two videos here. First one is that the contribution of private sector, that is the medical pharmaceutical sector in Bangladesh. Another is though we know that at present we are passing through a pandemic situation, isn't it? So in one side there is COVID-19 and another side is flood in our country. So to mitigate such type of situation, government along with some non-government organizations are playing a great role, isn't it? And we have seen the news in television also. Okay, so let's watch a video of role of government during Corona.
Square Pharmaceuticals Limited. We wanted to give something more to humanity, to be with life and happiness. From this desire, Square Pharmaceuticals started its journey in 1958. Over the 50 years journey, Square is the leader of Bangladesh pharma market for last 23 years. The company is the flagship company of Square Group that has continually invested in new technology to ensure quality medicine and operational efficiency. It now produces and supplies around 600 different formulations of 30 dosage forms, both to the local and to a growing number of export markets.
Welcome to Square Pharmaceuticals Limited.
To meet the increased quality and volume demand from local as well as international markets, Square Pharmaceuticals Limited continually invests in new facilities. Oral solid dosage plant, cephalosporin plant, and ophthalmic plant in Dhaka unit were designed, built and commissioned to meet requirements of different international accreditation bodies like UK MHRA, US FDA, TGA Australia, MCC South Africa, etc.
Oral solid dosage plant for tablets and capsules has been approved by the UK MHRA.
This UK MHRA approved facility is equipped with high-tech equipment together with state-of-the-art operational systems that enables to produce quality pharmaceutical products comprising a large number of tablet and capsule formulations.
According to the MHRA guidelines, In order to minimize the risk of serious medical hazards, cross-contamination must be prevented.
For highly sensitizing materials for biological preparation like the cephalosporin.
To fulfill this requirement, dedicated and self-contained facilities is the only solution.
Our cephalosporin plant, the standalone facility for manufacturing cephalosporin, complies strictly with these requirements. Warehouse production lines, QC laboratory, finished goods storage, water treatment and bio-waste management facility. Canteen and even laundry is separate from other facilities.
This completely dedicated manufacturing plant for cephalosporin has been designed and commissioned as per the guidelines of international regulatory authorities like UK MHRA, US FDA and so on. Ophthalmic products are very sensitive. Sterilization is of utmost importance. Using state-of-the-art technology, our ophthalmic plant is based on blow-fill seal technology.
For maintaining appropriate aseptic environment, it's a specialized technology using inline forming, filling and sealing of liquid preparation in a single operation without any human touch.
চালু হলো দেশের সবচেয়ে বড় কোভিড হাসপাতাল। রাজধানীর বসুন্ধরা কনভেনশন সেন্টারে স্বাস্থ্য অধিদপ্তর এবং বসুন্ধরা গ্রুপের উদ্যোগে এই হাসপাতাল নির্মাণ করা হয়েছে, যেখানে করোনা আক্রান্তদের আইসোলেশন সুবিধা সহ রোগীদের জন্য থাকছে আইসিইউ সুবিধা। হাসপাতাল উদ্বোধন করে স্বাস্থ্যমন্ত্রী জাহিদ মালেক সতর্ক করে বলেন, নির্দেশনা না মানলে সংক্রমণ আরও বাড়বে।
রাজধানীর বসুন্ধরা কনভেনশন সেন্টারে অবশেষে চালু হলো দেশের সর্ববৃহৎ কোভিড হাসপাতাল। এই হাসপাতালে করোনা রোগীদের জন্য 2000-এর বেশি আইসোলেশন ইউনিট সহ 71টি আইসিইউ সুবিধা আছে। এরই মধ্যে হাসপাতালে যোগ দিয়েছে 191 জন চিকিৎসক। রোগী বাড়ার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে বাড়ানো হবে সক্ষমতা।
ঝুঁকির ব্যাপারটা জেনে এসেছি এবং আমরা যতটুকু সম্ভব নিজেদের সুরক্ষা নিশ্চিত করে রোগীদের সেবা প্রদান করতে চাই।
কোভিড হসপিটালে যেহেতু জয়েন করেছে, আমরা যারা পজিটিভ রোগী তাদেরকে সেবা দিব।
দুপুরে আনুষ্ঠানিকভাবে এর উদ্বোধন করেন স্বাস্থ্যমন্ত্রী। এ সময় তিনি বলেন, যানবাহন থেকে শুরু করে সবখানে স্বাস্থ্যবিধি না মানার কারণে বাড়ছে করোনা সংক্রমণ। তাই আইন প্রয়োগকারী সংস্থাকে আরো কঠোর হওয়ার আহ্বান।
করোনায় অনেকেই হারিয়েছেন কাজ, অনেকের কমে গেছে আয়। এই অবস্থায় কিছুটা খরচ বাঁচিয়ে ডাল, চিনি, তেল কিনতে টিসিবি ট্রাকের সামনে লাইনে দাঁড়িয়েছেন নিম্ন আয়ের মানুষেরা। ঈদুল আজহা উপলক্ষে 50 টাকা কেজি দরে 1 কেজি ডাল এবং 2 কেজি চিনি কিনতে পারছেন একজন ক্রেতা। 80 টাকা লিটারে কেনা যাচ্ছে সর্বোচ্চ 5 লিটার সয়াবিন তেল। দীর্ঘ লাইনে দাঁড়ানোর কিছুটা ভোগান্তি থাকলেও কম দামে পণ্য কিনতে পেরে সন্তোষ জানালেন তারা।
তেল 400 টাকা, ডাল 50 টাকা, দোকান 100 টাকা।
চাকরি বাকরি নাই, তারপরেও কষ্ট করে এই যে এগুলা লাইনে দাঁড়ায়া নিচ্ছি।
আমাদের একটা আর্জি থাকবে যে এই টিসিবি পণ্যের ভিতরে যাতে কোনো অনিয়ম যাতে না হয়।
ডিলাররা জানালেন প্রতিদিন 200 কেজি ডাল, 600 কেজি চিনি এবং 1200 লিটার সয়াবিন তেল বরাদ্দ পাচ্ছেন তারা। ক্রেতাদের চাহিদা বাড়লে বাড়তি বরাদ্দের আবেদন করা হবে।
প্রতিদিন 2000 কেজি পণ্য নিয়ে আসব এবং আমরা এর ভিতরে 1200 কেজি তেল, 600 কেজি চিনি, 200 কেজি মসুরের ডাল এটা আমরা সরবরাহ করব। প্রতিদিন সকাল থেকে আমাদের কাছে পাওয়া যাবে যথেষ্ট পণ্য। যদি প্রয়োজন হয় আমরা আরও বাড়িয়ে আনবো এবং বাড়িয়ে দেব।
টিসিবি জানিয়েছে বিভাগীয় জেলা শহরের পাশাপাশি পণ্য বিক্রি কার্যক্রম চলছে উপজেলা পর্যায়েও। শুভ খান, সময় সংবাদ, ঢাকা।
So thank you everyone. Stay at your home safely.